Yeah, what did you think of the new intro? That took me quite a while to make, actually. But yeah, welcome back to a new video, guys. Now, as by popular demand on the old Instagrams, we are back with a new video revealing Chloe's new car. Now, yeah, I'm quite excited about this one. I do really like this car already, despite how much slaughter I've given them in the past. I actually really like this car. So what I'm going to do the usual. We're going to flip the camera around, probably hit some cinematics, stuff like that, and then yeah, I'll talk you around Chloe's new car. But before we do that, shall we show you the key? We'll get you guessing. Oh, I just got a little bit of the car on the screen there. That's the key, and that's the car. So yes, guys, she has got a 2009 Ford Fiesta Zetec S 1.6 petrol, not the diesel, the petrol. And yeah, I really love this car. Now, obviously, I said that I slaughter them a lot in the past, and that's just the typical Fiesta stereotypes. And I never actually really liked the Mark 7 Fiesta, to be fair. I mean, I thought they was too big. I liked the style of them, but I thought they was just too big, too not like a Fiesta. Let's just say that. But upon Chloe owning this car and me driving it a few times and stuff like that, I've actually really grown to really like this car. It is a really nice car, and I can see why these Fiestas are popular first cars as well, because they are absolutely lovely to drive. They're easy to drive, they're comfortable, and to be fair, they do really look good. Now, I do prefer the pre-facelift, which is what Chloe's car is, over the facelift model, you know, the one with the shitty Aston Martin style grille. I don't know what Ford were thinking when they done that. But yeah, I do definitely prefer the pre-facelift over the facelift. So yeah, that's what she's got. So let's walk around. I'll talk to you about the good. I'll talk to you about the bad. I'll tell you how much we paid for it. I'll show you the mileage. I'll get you guys guessing how much she probably paid for this car. And yeah, you know, let's go and explore. So yeah, here she is, the 2009 Fiesta. So obviously this is the 1.6 Zetec S. So it comes with the nice body kit. Well, I say body kit, nice front bumper lip. Comes with a humongous spoiler, which I actually really like this feature. Like, I love how big this spoiler is. And it also comes with like the racy sports car style rear diffuser as well, which I do also really like about the car. Overall, the car is lovely. Unfortunately, it only comes on the 16s, not the optional extra like Tiger Glory 17 type alloys. But yeah, it comes on the 16s, which they're growing on me. They're not my preferred wheel, but they are growing on me. I'm not going to lie. I do quite like how this looks with them. Now, obviously, let's go over the bad first, get that out of the way and finish on a high. As you can see in this clip, there is a tad bit of body damage. Now, I don't know if this is just paint transfer or whether this is actually scratched. I haven't polished it yet. But yeah, that's probably the worst of the body damage on the car. You've got a little bit up here as well. But nothing too drastic so far. As we walk around the front, as you can see, nice and clean. Really lovely, solid looking car. We get to this wheel. This wheel's probably the worst wheel out of them all. You know, obviously it being curbside, it's the one that's most prone to being curbed. You know, you run it into the curb when you're down country lanes and shit like that. You know, so again, nothing to really worry about there. And then there's this as well, which again, it's just slight light marks. There's nothing really to it either. I love being in the zone and then just having people walk past me, you know, looking at me like I'm some sort of fucking weirdo. Cheers, guys. Love your dogs, though. Anyway, back to the car. So yeah, as you can see, a few little marks around it. nothing too drastic at all. Other than that, it is a really, really tidy car. There's no lack of peel. There's no major scratches, dinks or dents. Nothing. This car is really, really clean. Now, we'll go around to the driver's side because I've got loads of shit in the passenger side. Looking in here, look through all the dirt. Chloe's got a new job and she gets quite dirty at work. But looking in the interior, it is again a really lovely place to be. She's got her old steering wheel cover on. Don't worry, the steering wheel is in pristine condition underneath this. We got, unfortunately, a couple of little cigarette burns in the seat, but again, nothing major. Now, if I take a seat in here, I'm not going to show you the mileage or anything, not just yet. You've got a lovely, presentable centre stack. I actually really do like this feature. This is one feature I've liked about more modern Fords, is the curvy and cool looking, you know, centre stack, that's it. And then obviously going down to the handbrake, cup holders and all that jazz. Look at the gear knob as well. There's like no wear on the gear knob. Ignore my tools, I'll explain that in another video, in a later part of this video, sorry. But yeah, it's just a lovely, lovely place to be. If we look out the back, as you can see, the back seats look like they've barely been sat in, like truthfully barely been sat in. And yeah, and let me get out, show you the boot again quickly, because I'm really impressed with the boot size on this thing. So as you can see, ignore the jump cables as well. She just wants them in there just in case anything ever happens. Bit of marking up on the rear of the seats, but that's to be expected. These are metal backed seats, which I think is really weird but really cool at the same time. But yeah, the boot is really clean. Minus the fact it's actually dirty at the moment. But you know, there's no like significant marks, scratches, you know, chips in the plastic. Under it, I think under that we do have a spare wheel, and there's a random mud flap as well. Okay, I haven't actually looked under it. I'm curious, why is there a mud flap under here? Are we missing a mud flap? Does this car even have mud flaps? I don't know why there's a random mud flap under there. Ah, I see. I've only just noticed it. There's a mud flap there. But then if we come around to this side, there's no mud flap there. That'll be why. I reckon it got ripped off. Okay, I didn't know that about the car. But yeah, no, going back to the car again, it's just lovely. It's a solid car. It's a nice car. And yeah, I've also noticed as well, that's sagging a bit. Weird. I don't know. Now I'm looking at this car up close, I'm noticing things that I didn't notice before. Anyway, it is still a very tidy car. It hasn't been previously written off, I know that much. I know quite a bit of the history on the car. But again, I'll talk about that later on in the video. And is there anything else I really want to say about it before I go on to the... Oh yeah, there are quite a few. There's a couple of negative bits. So when we got the car, the rear handbrake was binding, which was an advisory on the MOT. That was literally a 2-second job. We just had to, basically someone had replaced like the brake shoes and stuff and just didn't adjust them correctly. So 2 seconds in the brake drum, sorted. Sorry, I got intruded again. So yeah, that was an advisory on the MOT, the rear handbrake binding, but that was literally a 2-second job. The next thing was, well, so I say the only other thing, because this car is very clean, is that there's slight play in the steering rack, which is going to be tie rods and tie rod ends. Again, not a huge job, not a significant repair bill either. It's quite straightforward. We did them on the Leon when I had the Leon. And yeah, that's about it. We have noticed as well there's a lot of creaking coming from the rear end, which I think is just dried up bushes. Again, I'll tell you why in a second. But then if we hop back in the car, the only other issue that I know of is the spring in the spring or the gear, you know, the gear linkage bushes, something like that are worn because it don't return back to dead neutral. Again, it don't affect me when I drive it, but Chloe does struggle with this, bless her. But yeah, it is a bit frustrating. It's a bit limp, but the gears itself are actually really, really nice and solid. I like how this car like literally just falls into gear. Like it is so nice to drive. Like it's effortless. But yeah, no, this honestly, this car is an absolute blast to drive. I really do like it. Um, so I think that's it for all the negatives. I'm pretty sure that's it for all the negatives, which is not a huge list and nothing compared to obviously what we're used to on this channel. Now for the mileage, because it's up in front of me. This car has done 104,000 miles, which, you know, on an '09 plate is not too shabby at all. Yeah, I'm going to get back out the car. I'm going to flip the camera around and I'm going to tell you how much we paid for it. So yeah, I'm going to give you 5 seconds to go down to the comments, you know, pause the video, do whatever you need to do. Go down to the comments and tell me how much you think we paid for this car, considering the condition, the couple of issues it's got, which is nothing big compared to what we're used to on this channel. You know, there's just a couple of little like age-related wear and tear items, which is not bad at all. So yeah, you know, the good condition of the car, you know, the couple of issues it's got, and the mileage. How much do you reckon we paid for this car? Because truthfully, I don't think you're going to believe us. So go on, 5 seconds down in the comments. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We gave just 1,400 quid for this car. £1,400. Now, if you look on like Auto Trader and eBay, and trust me, go and do it. Even look at like car sale websites and stuff like that. These cars are still booking at 2.5 grand to 3 grand in this condition. Not too sure about mileage. I'll say about this mileage, you know, around about 100,000 mile mark. But yeah, no, they're still booking at about 2.5 grand in this condition. This car, this spec, everything. And we picked this one up for 1,400 quid just because I needed it gone because I didn't use it. And that brings me on to probably the final story of this car, which I'll tell you once more people have walked past. Right, so this car right here, when it was purchased back in 2009, it was used every day, you know, right up till about 2017. I think this car was used, you know, every day, normal ownership, all that sort of stuff. Then the guy's friend that we bought this off of bought it with intentions of using it, but never actually used it really. He took it for a couple of MOTs, you know, used it a couple of times, but other than that, he left it parked up. And so that's why if you bridge check this car, that's why the MOT history is a bit hit and miss when you look at the backdate the years. It was then purchased by the person that we bought it off of a couple of years ago, because they had the intentions of using it as a little get around car, because I had a couple of bigger cars and like company vehicles and stuff like that. So they planned on using it as a little get around car, you know, a little grocery getter, just something to plod around town in. And again, didn't use it, so it was sat. The last time this car moved prior to us picking it up was before Christmas when it went for its MOT and passed, obviously, as you can tell by the MOT history. And then since then again, it was left parked up until me and Chloe picked it up. And that's why we managed to get it so cheap, because it just wasn't being used. It was in their way, it was on their driveway, and they just wanted it gone. Obviously, I put a shout out on Facebook. Thank you to the helpful community around the area that I live in. But yeah, I put a shout out on Facebook, you know, saying, oh, you know, Chloe's had an accident, looking for a cheap car, got a budget of 1,500 quid, which we did. You know, anyone know of anything, anyone got anything for sale? And this popped up, and this car for her was love at first sight. We looked at a few other cars, we went around a few car sales, but she just kept mentioning this Fiesta. And yeah, she bought it. We got offered this at 1,500 quid. I managed to knock 100 quid off the price. So we walked out with it at £1,400. And yeah, she is incredibly happy with this car. And that is the story on this car. So I'm probably going to outro the video here. If you guys did enjoy this video, please be sure to slap a like on it. Comment down below what you think of the car. Comment down below whether we got a good deal or not. And more importantly, please do hit that subscribe button, because it probably won't be very long till we start ruining this car, aka modifying it. And I say ruining it because this car is really comfortable to drive. It's lovely to drive, and we are going to lower it. We are going to put different wheels on it, you know, stuff like that, and ruin the ride comfort. It's just standard. But yeah, no. So, you know, let us know what you think about the car. Did we get a good deal? Do you like the car? Is it a nice car, like, in your opinion? If you guys own one of these, let me know. What do you think of yours? Do you think this is a good car for the money? I'm really intrigued to know. But yeah, I'm going to get out of here. I've got stuff to do today. I thought I'd pop out first thing in the morning. On a really cold Sunday morning, we're going to get home, we're going to edit this, we're going to upload this. Hopefully I can get it out by 6 p.m. tonight. If not, you'll see this whenever. It might be a weekday release, I don't know. But yeah, I need to get home, I need to get this edited, and yeah, I've got a few other bits to do today. So yeah, like I said, like, comment, subscribe, all that good jazz. I'll catch you guys in the next one.